It's a very important day to highlight something which a lot of people are not aware of. That is that remittances are actually much more important than what we call the official development aid. Remittances are 3 times as important as ODA, and they really are a crucial part of development today, which is migrants who work, for example, in Belgium, but very often would send a big part of their income back to their families, and it is really an important part of driving development in developing countries. And I think a day like that is excellent to highlight it. It is true that one of the issues is that today there is a lot of cost when people are sending money back to their families. I really believe that technology is an answer. Too many people today are still sending what we call cash remittances, which is basically bringing cash to an office here, transferring it, and then people on site taking it back in cash. It's perfectly possible to do that today with mobile money. And mobile money has the advantage that it creates an element of financial inclusion in the destination countries. So making more people aware of the different options that exist in sending money back, I think is the way to drive the cost down. And driving the cost down is important because any element that is being captured by overhead is money that was well intended, but that is not going to the people that should actually use it in a productive way. Well, first of all, technology and digital is going to drive the overhead cost down, which is a good thing because that way a bigger part of the money is going to be sent directly to the person receiving it. But besides that, there's a few other advantages. One of them is that a mobile money account to which it is being sent is an individual thing, which means that very often it would be women who receive the money themselves instead of being dependent on their husbands to receive it. We all know that in a developing world context, when women receive an income or a remittance, a bigger part of that is going to their families than when men are receiving it. The second element is that this drives financial inclusion. Very often in developing countries, the banking system is still quite limited and a lot of people do not have access to it. But mobile money accounts are actually quite popular. And people having mobile money accounts are much more open to saving money. And saving money is an important element to drive investment, but also helps in having insurance schemes, having lending schemes, and so on. So driving mobile money accounts is the start of financial inclusion. And financial inclusion has a big impact on human development. Well, having a stable and transparent regulatory framework is an important element. Especially in countries that are very dependent on remittances. Haiti, for example, has a dependency of 29% of total GDP on remittances. So it's very important to have a system which is clear and transparent. In Belgium, our national bank has a single point of contact for any fintech activities, and we have seen that this is a very efficient way of giving information to people who are willing to build business models in the fintech atmosphere. And this, I think, could be a good example to share with our partner countries in the developing world on how to have an easy way of communicating on what the regulatory requirements are to be able to do money transfer activities. Well, One of the issues we still see is that a lot of people are still paying a lot of money to do money transfer. And that is because very often they are not very much aware of what the different possibilities are. So together with the IOM, the International Organization for Migration, we are developing an app which makes it very easy for people to use based on their individual circumstances to know what the different options are of sending money around. We also believe that it will make it more transparent and something that is going to be used more often with less overhead cost, obviously.